Hello and welcome to Earthcraft Landscape's first video on YouTube.
That's not
Hello and welcome to Earthcraft Landscape's first video on YouTube, where we're going to be putting long format content every Sunday of the week of the job that we've done. So I'm going to put all the plans and all the pictures on the screen now. You can have a look and then we'll go through the job. So this is the Red Robin project. We're going to be on here for about 5 weeks, and now we're going to go and walk through the job, explain everything. Now you've seen all the plans, so yeah, let's do it. So this wall is coming out and we're putting a fresh wall in with the same brick that's on the extension, which has just been built. So this wall is going to come out to here. This pillar is going to come to here, so the wall obviously will be attached to that. And then another pillar here with a pedestrian gate, electric gates on the inside, and that wall's getting redone as well. This is going to be a Vuba resin driveway, and over here we're going to have some curved steps. The steps are roughly going to start here, they're going to curve all the way around to here, 2 steps, and they're going to be Vuba resin rend, which is a brand new product, so we've not tried it before, so there's going to be a lot of videos on that. And then up here is a porcelain area just for the entrance for the house, and an artificial turf area here. So now we've seen the front, onto the back. As you can see, it's a building site still. There's a lot of crap everywhere that we've got to move, part and parcel of the job. So as you've seen on the plans, there is a resin pathway which curves into the steps, which we'll get to in a minute. There's going to be a patio area here with eventually a pergola and an outdoor seating area, maybe an outdoor kitchen, but that's all going to be added afterwards. We're just doing the porcelain patio for now. On this side, there's going to be a full gravel area with some nice plants in there that we've chose, some evergreen plants, some all year round plants that are not too much, wouldn't take too much to look after. So moving on to this side, got more gravel area on this side. Keeping this planter, but we're going to condense it because it's far too big at the moment. So we're going to put a nice border on that gravel area all the way here. And then this is where we get to the steps area. So massive feature steps, all cladded in porcelain. The whole wall is going to be cladded in porcelain, and they're going to go up to the next level, which is going to be normal turf, which is for the dogs. That's all going to be here. And then on this side over here is where the hot tub's going to go. You might be able to see it over there. There's going to be a hot tub area there. And then this is the pergola, which is going to attach to the house. And it's 8 meters long. I think it is longer than the house, so it goes over the hot tub. And that comes down. And that's pretty much it. So, yeah. We're going to get cracking now. Yeah, well, I'm going to try and get behind it. It's all this section here. So all this. But you watch it come now. I'm just going to take sections out. So I'm going to take from this front bit first. Woo! Right. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. No, she just wants it a bit further back, so we just need to trim. Yeah, yeah. So it's just trimming some of this here and trim that, but that can be done by hand. Yeah, I think that's about right. Yeah, so much better. Maybe something that'll grow in. Little smoke now of that. Look at your eyes.
Alright, so you've got me, Harry, on the camera for a bit. You can take down half of this wall, can do it with this big breaker first. Hello. Alright, well, it might help. This is a big heavy bad boy. It gets the job done, but she's a weighty girl. You need all the help you can get. As I say, the reason we've done this by hand to start with, we have got a digger on site, but this is coming down, so we don't want to damage next door's wall. So I'll carry on taking that down by hand, and I'll literally make light work of that with a digger. See you up.
We took a little bit of this wall down because obviously it was connected to next door and we just didn't want any damage. Now I'm going to push it over into the garden very nicely. In one hopefully, but I think that end first because it's very loose, and then the rest with the digger. Definitely don't want this wall, do you? It is what it is. It could not be helped. Good morning. It's freezing here today in Manchester. Day 2 on the Red Robin project, and we had a good day yesterday. We got quite a lot done. So today we've got even more to do. We've got some more stuff that needs moving. The front walls come down at the front. The fire's burnt itself out overnight. So basically today, turn the camera around, all this grass is going, needs to come off, go into the skip, and this area is going to be grass. It's going to go back to grass, but we're not going to be doing that for a couple of weeks. So on here is going to be the storage area, and all of our soil that we produce is going to come up here as a bit of a storage point for us, because we don't need to be up here and everything will be out of our way then. So all of this is going to be moved once obviously all this grass has been pulled away. So as you seen yesterday, we put all this wall, got it all down. So all this has got to go into the skip, which is Harry's job this morning. I'm going to drag all of this closer to the skip, so then Harry can throw it in and stack it all nicely. And then we need to get the footings in and the pillar footings. We need to drop that wall, and then we need to excavate this top area, get rid of these bags and get the footings in for this curve step. So that's today's jobs. We'll see how far we get. Harry's just moving some flags. Ready for it, boy?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Right, so I've got the POV on. Basically what I'm doing is I'm going to be marking out all the footings using the line spray, using the laser, and using the plan as a reference. So I don't know if you can see that. I'll put it on screen anyway, but I've got the plan here and all the measurements are on it. So I'm marking out this wall at the bottom. So that pillar is around about 370 mil. These pillars are 450. Just because they need to be structurally a lot bigger. I've put that board there, so I've got, like, my laser's actually got something to bounce off somewhere there. So the end of the pillar is going to be here. So there'll be a 450 pillar basically going there, wall here, and then a 350 pillar on that side. So that's the inside. So the pedestrian gate is going to be here, which is 920 mil, 920. Just roughly put that in. So I'll spray that onto the road. Now for the curve. which is the tricky bit, because the curve, if we reference off this plan again, let's have a look. If we reference off the plan, it's quite far back, but we've got that to contend with. So basically I want that in the grass area, so this curve has got to start somewhere here, and then the blocks, but there's going to have to be 2 steps here which are 414 mil wide each step. That's a problem which I knew it would be when I drew the plans up. I didn't quite know where that was, so I might have to change things slightly. Right, so I've had a little bit of an idea while off camera. So because of the position of that needs to be in the artificial turf, which is fine, but it means that pillar is going to have to be moved over slightly, because if you have a look on the plan, basically that's the step and that is the block edging. So if you can see at the bottom, the block edging just about scrapes past the pillar. Now if all that's moved over, it's just going to look too bitty, and I don't like it. I want it to be one nice curve rather than just going into the pillar. So, and I don't want this step near the pillar. I want a 450 mil gap between that. Not that anyone's ever going to walk up that bit, but it just aesthetically it's going to look so much better if it is like that, exactly like that. So the measurements are slightly off, but that's because of that manhole. So basically what I'm going to do now, like I said before, I'd put a peg in there usually and I'd get a radius, but there's bags in the way, I'm not going to be able to do it. So I'm going to get the hose pipe, which is flexible, I'm going to get it in and I'm going to put a nice curve on this, eye it in, see if we like it, and then spray that curve out, and then at least we know exactly where that curve's going, so then I can adjust the pillars exactly and get them in the exact spots. So yeah, that's what we're doing now. So I've got the hose ready, see if this idea works somewhere here. So get a brick on that. So we're aiming for somewhere here. So now I need to make that curve look a little bit better. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'd like I say, I would have liked to have got my radius in. I suppose I could move those bags, wait till Harry's back, get this all penciled in properly. Right, so I'm going to quickly explain exactly what's going on right now. So I've got our curve, which is roughly the finished curve of the step. So you can see that goes all the way around. It's 4.3 meters from that peg, which the tape is attached to, and 4.3 meters to this brick. The line is our level of the blocks. So put a line in at roughly pavement level, and then we've gone to that hopper because that's going to be our finished height of the blocks over at that side. So what we've got to do now, the blocks, the breeze blocks, 440 mil, they're going to go this way like that all the way around, creating that first step. So the first step is actually quite far out. Then what we need to do is move this stone and create a shutter, because if we dig this footing in, we're going to be losing, we're going to be burying loads of blocks, we're going to be using a shitload of concrete basically. So we need to shutter this. So we're going to do this now. So I'm trying to explain it in the best possible way. So imagine that there's a footing now all the way along, 450 mil from that line this way, all the way around, and that is going to be filled with concrete, ready for the foundation for the step. So I'm just going to explain what we've done. It's not quite working out from that peg, from this peg here, up to where the porcelain comes out and up to this point here, it's just not quite working out. And the issue that we're having is the first step and the border are coming out too far. Now on the drawing, if I get the drawing out, 1 second. So there's the drawing. If that line there is where the house is, so this green line here is this line here. Okay, so as that grey border comes out, it's identical, it's bang on in front of the house, in line with this house here. What we're having an issue with right now is that grid. We haven't got the measurements for that grid, so the radius isn't quite working out properly. So what I've done is I've took all the measurements of that grid, because that was buried when I first came to quote it. I'm going to go back to the drawing on the computer when I get home. I'm going to redraw this line out, redesign it, because if we come too far out, which we are at the moment, if we keep it like that, we're 867 mil from that line, from this line here, which is in line with the house. So if we do that, in turn makes that level of the second step a lot bigger. So we need more turf, we need more porcelain, and we need more blocks. So it's not feasible. So I'm gonna have to redesign it in some way to get it perfect, basically, because we're not doing it if we're not doing it perfect. So yeah, sometimes things don't go your way, sometimes the drawing's wrong. It is what it is. Like, we're doing it right, we're doing it properly. I just want to talk you through exactly why we're doing it. And yeah, sometimes you just got to stop, come in on a fresh head tomorrow. So basically today we're done. Good morning, day 3 on the Red Robin project, and we're straight back at it this morning. So last night I went home, and you can see on the plan here, I moved this step over from yesterday. So I've changed it last night on the plan, and I've managed to get our point radius, which is there, and I've measured it off the house. So we're gonna get that in now, somewhere over there, get all this marked out, and then finally we'll be able to get this radius in properly. So bright and early this morning, it's just about getting light. Okay, so according to this plan, we are 1,355 mil from the edge of the house, which is here. Yeah, just put a dot.
1729, about there.
Yeah, we're so close. It's 407, right? 407 literally lines up bang on to 170. So we're absolutely perfect. Yeah, boy. 1729. So if we go 440 from that, 440 from there, the end of that, yeah, and then 360. So that's the blocks. Yeah, blocks will start there, but obviously lower down and go round. That's the first step, and that is the second step, which will be on this level anyway. So we're drawing the line for the front of the first step. Hello, right, I'm just going to try and explain where we're at with this front step. So we've got our radius in, but I've drawn a little diagram out here. So we need 250 mil risers, and we've got a 20 mil porcelain at the top of that step with a 30 mil bed and a 215 block with a 10 mil bed, and then obviously it goes down. What I'm trying to figure out is I know where the start height is for the footing, but what's throwing me now is we're governed by this grid here. So that grid is our finished height for the block level, but over here were slightly higher. So it's over 1200 mil, it's a 38 mil fall. So that goes over 600, over 6 meters, sorry. So what I'm gonna do, because I haven't got a laser level, is I've got these pins, which I bought yesterday. I'm gonna put the pins in all the way round the footing from that level, which is the top of the footing level. It's got to be done, because this is absolutely crucial, because this is the main feature of the garden. It's the first thing anyone's going to see when they walk into this garden, is that beautiful step. So it's got to be right. Okay, we finally got there. We're finally ready to put this curved step in. Bit of a nightmare, but these things take time, and it's got to be right. It has to be right. I'll show you what we've got right now. So our finished block height is governed by that. We have to go with that. And our finished height of the blocks at this end is going to be roughly this. Hence why that line is in there. Now the blocks are going to go with the curve, but we can't. That line is straight, so just forget that for now. So what I've done is I've transferred that level along these little pegs that we've put in, okay? So there's one there, there's one here, and there's one here. So what that tells me is at that end, so if we put that in roughly there, so at that end, the bottom of that block will be at the top of that line at that end. But because of the way of the slope, at this end it will be a lot shallower. Now there's nothing we can do about that, we're just governed by what we've got. The top of that brick there, if we put the level over, just hold that level, our two rises are 250 mil times 2, so that's 500 mil. So from the top of that pin there to the underneath of this, which is the porcelain level at the top, is 500 mil. And then we've transferred that brick to these here. This would all be a lot easier for the laser level, which I'm now going to invest in. So just transfer that level over just so that they can see. So from the porcelain level is the top of that brick, porcelain level is the top of that, that's level, so we'll transfer that over. And we know the porcelain level here is this course. So if we take it to this course here, it comes in at level. So we know we're pretty bang on. Are in, and all the steel pegs are in, because that's going to be our height so when we pour the concrete in. So this footing is done. Well, that's the end of day 3 on the Red Robin project. We've had a good day today, but a few things have slowed us down with obviously this step, but we had to get it right, so it is what it is, and I'm happy now that we've got it done and it's going to be perfect. So yeah, that's all you can do. Some things just don't go to plan, and I'd rather show you, because it doesn't always go to plan. It never does. So you just got to work around it, crack on, and yeah, keep calm and carry on. That's what you've got to do, haven't you? So, and well, I guess we'll find out, but I may as well put it in the video. I'm City and he's United, and he reckons,
Worst mistake of his life.
He reckons, right? So this concrete here, we've had the breaker on it. He's been at it for 2 hours and that's all he's done. I just reckon he's weak.
Not slacking.
I just reckon he's weak, but he's bet me whoever wins, whoever's team wins on Saturday at 12:30 has to do that Monday morning. So whoever's team loses. So Monday morning you'll see a video of him back here doing that. Good morning. It's day 4 on the Red Robin project. It's Friday, it's our last day in. Harry's not here today, but that doesn't mean we stop. We've got a lot to do, hell of a lot to do. This area here is going to be used for our grab area, so the wagon can pull up where the car is, grab it off nice and easy. So last night, obviously, we figured out that this pile needs to go, so we're just going to get rid of it, start again fresh. I've got a lot to do on my own in a few hours, but we can do it because these machines are great. Let's crack on, come on. Got Mark here now with the grab. City Excavations, proper company. So Mark's just left. He's dropped us off some grit sand, which I didn't order, but he had it on there and he said I could have it for free. And then that's what's left. So now I need to get the digger out, clean this area up, get rid of the rest in the skip. There's one more load round back as well, which can go in the skip. And then I need to clean the road up pretty good. Obviously I've not excavated anything yet. I still need to get a little bit of grass off, and this plant's a big chunk of that plant is going. But the majority of it is gone. And now we've got a blank canvas to just start sculpting. Right then, we have got rid of all the stuff at the front. I've got one more to go here in the dumper, but I need to still scrape a little bit. That's Monday's job now. But I just wanted to show you the job before it goes dark, because we're at about 4 o'clock now, so the light is slowly going. What a day it's been. Been absolutely flat out all day. I only stopped to go and get my jet wash earlier. So yeah, this is how it looks at the front now. So I've just dragged all that crap with the digger. It's just going to save me brushing it, and now I'm going to jet wash all of this area, get rid of all that mud. All the stuff's gone from the grab, so that's now going to be ready for getting prepped. So yeah, look at it now. Done a whole week. It's changed a hell of a lot this week. I'm really happy with the progress. And now all that's left is to sign off this video. So yeah, our first video on YouTube, our first week on the new job for the new year. Everything's going really well. I'm really happy with the progress. But yeah, don't forget to subscribe. This is the first time I've ever done this, so don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe, and I hope you all enjoyed the video. Peace.